Hello, I'm Debbie Bergio. Are you caring for an older loved one and perhaps feeling a little overwhelmed or just not quite sure if you are providing all of the care that you can? Let me introduce you to Allyson Stanton. Allyson is an aging life care manager. Welcome, Allyson, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Debbie, so much for having me on today and seeing the power in educating and informing people of resources today and as well as for their future.
Absolutely. So can you tell me about yourself and what you do?
Yes, so again, my name is Allyson Stanton. I'm a licensed social worker in Maryland, and I'm a certified aging life care manager. So what I have done for 25 years is provide specific service to the older adults and their families going through life transition. So a lot of my work has been in various healthcare settings, like hospitals, nursing and rehab centers, assisted livings, even in Alzheimer's assisted living. I'm also an Alzheimer's support group facilitator with the Alzheimer's Association, and I've been running that for 9 years. So neurocognitive impairment is a big passion of mine, as well as advanced care planning. So, and I do live and work here in Howard County.
So what exactly is an aging care life manager? And I know you do assessments, and how does that work?
Yes. So an aging life care manager is usually a health and human service professional. So they're specialized in healthcare and gerontology. We are licensed. We are certified as an aging life care manager. We tend to have a lot of experience and knowledge base in this field and helping people. So what we do is we do a comprehensive assessment. We usually meet with the older adults or the client themselves. I have an office here in Columbia, but most of the assessments are done in the client's home. It puts them at ease, and it lets the care manager see, how is this home environment? Is this person going to be able to age in place here? Are there modifications that need to be made? So right off the bat, we're able to see some things and start helping. The assessment is very comprehensive. It usually takes 2 hours for me to complete my assessment. It's a holistic approach. So we look at medical, financial, legal documents, medications, history, as well as current status. Is there a chronic illness, which we know chronic illnesses can progress? So we want to kind of plan for that progression. Who is the support system? Do you have a great support system, or is your support system limited? Who's going to be your advocate if and when something happens? Do you need help navigating the system? Do you have knowledge of Medicare and Medicaid? What's paid for and what's not? And that's a whole other topic that we can talk about. So we look at all of this in our assessment, and then we review the concerns together. And then what's really important to me is finding out, what are your goals? And then I implement a plan of care to meet those goals. And the goals usually, optimize independence and a sense of control and well-being.
Okay, so how does someone know when they need the services of a care manager?
So often care managers are contacted during time of a crisis or when there's a decline in conditions. So some examples would be if a wife is caring for somebody with Alzheimer's or a related dementia, and they've been doing a wonderful job, but it's a 24/7 job. It's very draining socially, emotionally, and financially. And usually something happens that they just get burned out and they need help. So they reach out to us. Sometimes it's several falls at home, if driving becomes an issue, if an older adult child doesn't live in the area, or they're working full time and they're raising children, and now they're having to care for an older parent. The sandwich generation, we're living longer. So I'm seeing more and more of this. And something that's happening more recently is I have younger and younger older adults calling me that want to be more proactive and less reactive. So they want to plan. I kind of call it a life care plan. We get in touch with financial planners to plan for our future financially. When we have kids, we might start a college bound or 529 plan. So as we're going through life, we don't know our fate. So why not have a life care plan and plan for, what do I want when I get older? What if I have a decline? Do my family, are they aware of what my wishes are? So things that I call necessary discussions. We need to talk about this and have things in place. And it's never too soon to do this.
This is what you refer to as your advanced care planning.
Yes, I'm very passionate about that. Working in nursing homes and assisted livings, we have to, like, we're kind of the first person to meet with the resident and the family to discuss, do you have advanced directives in place? Do you need help? So I'm trained how to complete advanced directives. Obviously, I'll refer a lot to elder law attorneys and work with them because it can encompass a lot, like trust and, asset planning and spending down in case medical assistance is going to be an issue. But my passion is really having the discussion. It's not about dying, it's about living. It's not taboo. How do you want to be treated when something happens to you? Often, if I ask many people, if something happened to your mom right now or your spouse right now, would you know right away what they wanted? And a lot of people say, no, we never talked about it. So I get people to talk about it. Again, it's not taboo. I think it's very necessary. It's empowering, and it gives people a voice. Let's have a voice now, not when you no longer have a voice.
I love you mentioned a couple of times empowering, and part of the Winter Grease mission statement is to empower and enrich the lives of older adults. And that empowerment comes through information and planning and knowing what's out there and what's available.
Yes, I kind of consider myself a partner in care, but as well as an informant. We have the right to make informed decisions, but how can we make decisions if we're not informed?
When we don't even know what the choices are and what the options are.
Right.
Absolutely. So
and a lot of times what care managers do is when, like if their goal is to age in place, there's so many things that you can do, like home health care, and Medicare will pay for that, like physical therapy in the home. Or if someone needs a certain specialist, or maybe they're declining and they haven't even had a diagnosis, do they need encouragement, or maybe even to be driven to the doctor and help asking the right questions, or modifying the home with guardrails and things. Sometimes it's time for me to leave this house. What options are available to me? So knowing all the local options, what the costs are, and what do you want, and then finding somewhere that's best for the person that's going to meet all of their needs.
It is a tremendous topic when you're thinking about a whole part of a person's life, because we are living so much longer than we used to.
We are.
A lot of wonderful things that come along with that, but challenges too that a lot of people haven't explored. And as you said, a lot of people look at it as taboo to talk about.
Right. And it's not. I think it's a really healthy and, again, empowering discussion. And I'm happy to guide people with that discussion. There's no right or wrong and no judgment in what your decision is, but let's talk about it. And it takes the burden off the family. So I've been in a lot of situations in the hospitals and the nursing homes where an adult child, we're asking them, the major stroke just happened, or the Alzheimer's is in the advanced stages. Would this person want a feeding tube? And what would they want? What would they not want? And when people say, I don't know, I think that's kind of a burden that we put on our relatives without realizing it.
It is. So how do we contact you?
So I think I sent you my link because we're doing this as a live webinar.
We will have on the webpage, we'll have all your contact information.
Sorry, Debbie. So the best thing is just to call me or email me. I offer a free consultation. It's 20 minutes. Call me on the phone. We'll talk. We'll get to know each other. And if it works, we'll set up a meeting in my office or in the home environment. And I have a flat hourly rate. It's all inclusive. So it's full transparency. You know what you're getting into. Sometimes the assessment's 2 hours and I tell you kind of my recommendations and help you implement, and then we can be done and I can be on standby. And then some people want me as a mentor and advocate with them. So sometimes it's weekly, it's monthly. The people I work with, they're in control and it's a partnership.
Excellent. Allyson, I wish I had met you about 10 years ago.
I do that a lot.
When we started going through this experience with my father, just trying to figure out, making sure we were doing the best for him that we could. So I'm so happy to be able to introduce you to the people who are attending our fair. So thank you so much.
I just want to say, I'm sure you did do the best for your father.
You're very kind. Thank you.
Sure you did. And thank you so much. And I'm happy to help. This is a huge passion of mine. So just give me a call and we'll go from there.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.